Good afternoon, you're watching the Midday News. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. The top stories: RAPHAEL NAKACINDA reported to the police for defamation of the president. The women's movement call on President HICHILEMA to lead the gender inequality fight.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the ministry.
There's so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
The Midday News in detail. Members of the United Party for National Development Alliance have reported Patriotic Front Chairman for Media and Publicity, RAPHAEL NAKACINDA, to the Zambia police for defamation of the president. Speaking at Lusaka Central Police Tuesday, UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson Trevor Mwinde has challenged Mr. NAKACINDA to prove his allegation leveled against the Republican president. Mr. NAKACINDA Monday alleged that Mr. HICHILEMA had private meetings with the High Court judges at his residence to influence the court's outcome of the judicial review of the 8 PF members of parliament whose seats were nullified.
A group of concerned youths from the United Party for National Development, UPND, and its alliance partners have officially reported Patriotic Front PF chairperson for Media and Publicity, RAPHAEL NAKACINDA, over the remarks he earlier issued, alleging that President HICHILEMA has started summoning judges at his residence in an effort to create a one-party state.
When we were coming here, we were zooming over the weekend. HICHILEMA is not sleeping. He has begun to summon judges to his house. To try and intimidate them or coerce them to advance an agenda to bring a one-party state in this country.
Speaking to journalists at Lusaka Central Police, the UPND Alliance members have confirmed an official report for defamation of character.
We have officially reported RAPHAEL NAKACINDA of PF for defamation of the president. It is, we are very concerned over the allegations that NAKACINDA made against the president, the head of state of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency HICHILEMA, of the president, so that he can be arrested within 48 hours.
Secondly, we want to set a trend that politicians should not just get excited and issue statements that are baseless, that are not have facts, and they go scot-free because of freedom of expression. You have to know that freedom of expression comes with responsibility, that when you issue certain things, you have to have facts on the ground for you to prove your allegations.
And UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson in charge of politics and mobilization, Trevor Mwinde, says they will not allow Mr. NAKACINDA to continue issuing statements that are misleading to the general public.
We want the president to be defending himself over issues that which are petty as this one. So that alone will allow the police to work. We will speed around to make sure that we will do what we are supposed to do to empower ourselves and make this republic a viable destination for the investors.
Meanwhile, Lusaka Province Youth Chairperson Anderson Banda says they will advance for a citizen arrest on this matter.
I'm instructing the youths of Lusaka. We are reporting this matter to police. We are citizens of this country. Our job also is to help the police. Our job also is to help the police to enforce the law. We are going to help the police by effecting citizen arrest on NAKACINDA.
They have since demanded that Mr. NAKACINDA be arrested within 48 hours. Alex Shimba, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Meanwhile, United Party for National Development youths on the Copper Belt have implored Inspector General of Police Lemi Kajoba to take interest in the matter where Patriotic Front Chairperson for Media and Publicity RAPHAEL NAKACINDA is allegedly defaming the head of state. UPND Copper Belt Youth Chairman Walen Henyama says there is need for the police to reach out to Mr. NAKACINDA to substantiate his allegations, stating that the new administration aims at ensuring that the nation is united.
Patriotic Front PF Chairperson for Media and Publicity RAPHAEL NAKACINDA has come under fire from the United Party for National Development UPND after making statements on Monday which many stakeholders have regarded as defamatory to the head of state. Various eventualities have been happening in the country, including the nullification of seats for members of parliament on the basis of election malpractice, majority of whom are from the PF. Speaker of the National Assembly Nelly Muti recently ruled that MPs whose seats have been nullified should not attend parliamentary proceedings awaiting the final judgment from the Constitutional Court. These happenings have angered the PF, who have accused the new administration of trying to create a one-party state. On Monday, Mr. NAKACINDA alleged that President HICHILEMA is holding dark corner meetings with judges to intimidate them to advance the agenda for a one-party state. This has angered the UPND on the Copper Belt, who state that these remarks have the potential of causing nationwide chaos. UPND Copper Belt Youth Chairperson Mr. Walen Henyama made these remarks.
It's too contemptuous for him to bring the issue which is in court, accusing the judiciary and the president that they're having dark corner meetings. We want to appeal to the police command, especially the IG, Mr. Kajoba. We want to ask the police to reach out to this man so that he can prove the allegations which is alleging about the head of state. His Excellency and the government at large, they have got an ambitious program to unite this country which is so much broken. The country for the past years under the PF regime has been divided in tribal lines, groupings, now such that the president and his cabinet and his team are trying to make sure that this country heals and get united again. As our motto, one Zambia, one nation. There are these people, the clique, which doesn't mean well for the country. We want to ask RAPHAEL NAKACINDA to tone down, because now it's crossing the boundaries.
Meanwhile, UPND National Youth Spokesperson Mr. Howard Kamwandi has also added his voice.
The Constitution does not look at a tribe of a person. We look at the crimes which somebody committed. And in this particular case, I'm pointing at the issue involving Honorable Kampiongo. How many people died under the reign of Honorable Kampiongo as the chief police officer, as a Home Affairs minister? There are a lot of atrocities which were committed under him. A lot of people were killed in cold blood under his watch. And so for him now to come and start trying to say no, they are following people from these certain regions as they fight against corruption, I think it is a laughable matter, and the law will not be spare anyone. There are no sacred cows. The President HICHILEMA, His Excellency, has actually declared that there will be no sacred cows in the fight against no corruption.
For now, various stakeholders are watching to see how the matter will unfold. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News.
The Non-Governmental Gender Coordinating Council, NGOCC, has called on Republican President Hakainde Hichilema to provide the necessary leadership to ensure that the persistent gender gap that has existed, especially in the political scene, is bridged. Addressing the media Tuesday, NGOCC Executive Director Ngwase Mwale notes that while the women's movement appreciate the gains made so far, the female representation on appointment level, Zambia still needs to do more in ensuring that it reaches the gender protocol. Ms. Mwale has cited the forthcoming by-election in Kawata parliamentary level and 2 ward by-elections as an opportunity to appoint female candidates to try and bridge the gap. The organization has also called on other political parties to ensure that women are adopted. Meanwhile, NGOCC says it remains open to dialogue with other political parties on how the gender gap can be bridged.
Therefore, call upon the Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, to provide the necessary leadership to ensure that the persistent gender inequalities in public decision-making positions are urgently addressed. Whilst we take note of the improvement in the number of female permanent secretaries recently appointed at 30%, we still contend that this is again a missed opportunity for Zambia in getting the country back on track with regards to women's participation at that strategic level of controlling officers. In this regard, we look forward to the ruling party leading by example by adopting more women in the forthcoming by-election that we have already mentioned. This is in addition to various other appointments that we are expecting to see, which are to be made to public offices and other statutory bodies, which continue to register fewer and fewer women. We also want to urge other opposition political parties to adopt women in the forthcoming by-election. And adopting women is about recognizing that they too have a right to participate. Even as that is being done, it is our expectation as NGOCC and the women's movement and the youth of this country that all political parties will further resolve to finalize gender-responsive constitutional reforms, while it's also adopting measures, including internal quotas within the political parties, to ensure that women are proportionately represented at all levels of political party structures.
Community Development and Social Services Minister Doreen Mwamba has assured stakeholders of ensuring that the Child Code Bill, which aims at stiffening laws to protect children from sexual abuse and exploitation, is presented in the first session of Parliament in 2022. Speaking during a girls' Indaba in Lusaka, the minister has also mentioned that government will in 2022 roll out a program of giving out free sanitary towels to all schools so that no girl is disadvantaged from attaining education due to menstrual poverty. The 2 days Indaba seeks to explore issues affecting the development of girls and finding solutions.
Statistics from different gender-based organizations indicate that cases of gender-based violence GBV have increased during the coronavirus pandemic. This is evidenced by the explosion in the number of cases being reported during this period, and also by the increase in calls that various gender and children court centers have been receiving, which have more than tripled. For a long time, different stakeholders have been advocating for the Child Code Bill to be passed in Parliament, which will see laws concerning sexual abuse and exploitation against children being stiffened. Minister of Community Development and Social Services, Ms. Doreen Mwamba, says talks about this bill have dragged for a long time, and it is time that the bill saw the face of Parliament. She was speaking during a girls' Indaba in Lusaka.
Next year, during the first session, the famous or infamous Child Code Bill will see the face of Parliament. I think we have spoken, we have engaged, we have had workshops and seminars to talk about these issues for a very long time. What we are here to do under the new government is to implement. The message from my daughter there, when she told us in here that now Zambia is leading the world in early marriages, teenage pregnancies, is heartbreaking.
The minister asked that the government will soon roll out a program which will ensure that free sanitary towels are distributed in every school to ensure that no girl child will ever have to buy sanitary towels so as to reduce inequalities that those who cannot afford face. Meanwhile, speaking during the Indaba, Young Women Christian Association Lusaka branch president Ms. Mwaka Mulenga says the increase in various types of GBV cases during the coronavirus calls for the need to increase efforts from stakeholders to curb the vice.
Inadequate access to health, information and services, as well as inadequate gender norms, contribute to lack of knowledge and awareness about puberty, sexuality, and basic human rights. This has serious implications on the young people people's health and welfare. The failure to provide sexual and reproductive health rights of girls is tantamount to gender-based violence.
In adding the voice of the United Nations on the matter, United Nations Population Fund UNFPA country representative Ms. Gift Malunga says it is worrying that Zambia is one of the countries in the world with the highest numbers of teenage pregnancies and HIV/AIDS prevalence in young women. The girls have requested for a society which shuns all forms of GBV, including sexual offences, so as to create a safe environment for them. The 2 days in Daba will see various issues affecting the development of girls being tackled in detail, including what measures should be taken to ensure that these are addressed. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Well, that item ends our midday news. The headlines once again. RAPHAEL NAKACINDA reported to the police for defamation of the president. The women's movement called on President HICHILEMA to lead the gender inequality fight. Well, that's all we had for you on the midday news. My name is Sharon Kalimbula. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.